Hello, and welcome to the Florida Caniac Perspective. I am the Florida Caniac. 2019 has just started off, and the Carolina Hurricanes are on a little bit of a winning streak. There's still plenty of hockey left, so there still could be a good chance for this team to make a run, but only time will tell. As far as the upcoming announcements and the upcoming games going on, first things first, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that little subscribe button and maybe hit that little bell if you want to get notified on the next videos coming up. The more subscribers, the better for this YouTube channel. As far as the on-scene Caniac action goes, or wherever you want to call that, next game will be January 10th versus the Tampa Bay Lightning here in my own backyard in Florida and Tampa area. Special guest Bobby the Eagle, also a Florida Caniac himself, will be attending the game with me as well. We will be doing a Facebook Live during the warm-up, so if you guys have any questions and you want to see the warm-ups in action, definitely check it out. But you got to like that Facebook page first, which is facebook.com/thefloridacaniac. And if you want a little bit more action, I'm also on Twitter at Florida Caniac. Following that up, I'm going to be heading back to Raleigh mid-February, starting with the back-to-backs. Actually, the only thing is back-to-back, I'm sorry. It'll be February 15th versus the Edmonton Oilers, which also happens to be not only Black Jersey night, but it will be a homegrown series games. So for those greedy guys that are going after posters, you might want to save me one or two. As well as the follow-up game versus the Dallas Stars, the very next game. And I will be sitting in the same sections of both, which is section 101. So if you guys want to come out and say hi to the Florida Caniac, knock yourselves out, but usually I walk around and check things out myself. I will be wrapping up the tour Florida Caniacs on scene things, or whatever we haven't decided to call this yet. Back in Sunrise, Florida, on March the 2nd, when the Panthers invite the Carolina Hurricanes to their turf. Hopefully looking for a win there. Carolina has not favored so well down there, much like in Tampa, but the way how this team is going, who knows what happens this season. The games that we'll be covering today will be the first one against the Philadelphia Flyers, which was a rematch of when Philadelphia came to Carolina. Following that up with the second of the back-to-back versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. And we're going to end the episode on the game versus the Ottawa Senators, which kind of was a rocky road to begin with. Now this game, which was a rematch against the Philadelphia Flyers, went in our favor to start off with, and with a little bit of a hiccup in the third period. But at the end of the day, they win 5-3. We're the first period with no goals. However, Dougie Hamilton, Justin Williams, and Teuvo Teravainen all get some goals in the second period. And then in the third period is where it gets a little rocky, as you can see. Foegele and Teravainen keep things going for the team as they take the victors. As far as the tail of the tape goes, Carolina's big piece that I want everybody to focus on is that power play. They got 2 goals on that power play out of 4 opportunities, nailing 50% of it. The rest of the game was pretty even down the road. But the big thing, again, to take away, the power play definitely showed up. Next, the Columbus Blue Jackets stop by over in Raleigh, North Carolina, where they lose 4-2. Carolina with a great start in the game in the first period with 2 goals to get going. Where in the second, Columbus thought they had a run, but in the third period showed up. You know what? I'll let John Tortorella tell you how it went.
I don't know what surprises me. We sucked.
Yeah, that's a winning attitude from John Tortorella. Anyway, Michael Furlan opened up the scoring for Carolina in the first period, followed by a familiar face from the last game I reviewed, Dougie Hamilton, on there once again. In the second period is where things got a little bit more dicey, where McKegg, with the McKegg stand as we're all calling it, gets his first career NHL goal on this team as Carolina's faithful. And then that's where Columbus showed up with some scoring with a dangerous Panarin on there as well, being one of the goal scorers on the team. However, lo and behold, in the third period, good old Seabass himself, Sebastian Aho, getting us that empty netter to seal the deal to take on the victory of 4-2. Now, as far as the way how the tail of the tape goes on this thing, one thing I really wanted to focus everybody on is one particular piece, and that is the giveaways here. Carolina did not turn the puck over as much as Columbus did, despite the fact losing the faceoffs, but outshooting the opponents one more time. Now, John, what happened again with Columbus?
No, because we sucked the first time as well. Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we all appreciate that insight. Anyway, moving on to the game versus the Ottawa Senators. Carolina came into what could have been a trap game, but were victorious by a score of 5-4. Great first period, second period, but made it up in the third period with that game-winning goal. Justin Falk opened up the scoring this time, third goal of the season, followed by Brock McGinn. Two guys that haven't scored in a while, and a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. Can't get any better than that, right? Well, this is where it kind of gets a little tricky. That second period kind of shut up. But if you look at this, look who's back on the score sheet again for the third game in a row, Dougie Hamilton. Oh yeah, it happened. And more defensive scoring on top of that. And of course, getting Matt Duchene didn't help either. But it was Justin Williams off of his own nutsack that got us the game-winning goal to kind of keep the things going and to score the victory against this team. However, the tail of the tape does say things a little bit differently in favor of Carolina. Three things I want to point out here. Power plays, perfect. Hits, amazing. Giveaways, very few. These are the winning pieces that keeps this team going and what will keep the streak going into the next couple of games ahead. However, let's focus on the power play goal that Justin Falk scored in this little Caniac review. So I paused it right here where Sebastian Aho gets the puck. And what you'll see here is he skates it all the way down to the circle and passes it to Teravainen, who gives it to Justin Falk for the one-timer goal. Now, here's the funny thing about it. When you watch this power play again, the defenseman that's currently covering Falk is following Aho around, thus leaving an opening for Falk to start off with. However, the rest of the defensemen are puck watching instead of going to the respective players that they should have been defending. Instead, they get caught. Justin Falk gets an open one-timer opportunity. Bing, bang, boom. We got ourselves a goal. Well, that'll be it for today's episode. Hope you guys have been enjoying the shows and everything. And please don't forget to keep commenting, liking, and subscribing. And thank you all for the continued support. And as always, go Canes.